One thing we've been able to establish through the creation of Tecture is, I guess, ensuring we have a really honest and open relationship with a lot of our clients. It sets a different tone for all of our projects because clients aren't feeling threatened or scared to give us honest feedback, tell us they don't like something. And our response as an architect is to be open to their commentary, provide solutions, not just, I guess, shut them down or say no because our preference for a design idea comes into play. It's really about listening to them and ensuring that their ideas become part of the plan. So it almost becomes a collaboration between the client and us. We guide them, I guess, is the better way to look at it. We're not telling them, here's your plan, that's what you're getting. We want to make sure that they feel like they've contributed to the process just as much as we have. They do feel a bit more relaxed, or the connection between us has just been a bit more fluid, and possibly even a little bit warming, I guess, in terms of we're not just their consultant. We need to try and be that friend. Even in meetings, we always try and make sure that we might just throw in a bit of a humorous element or play on maybe some sort of idiosyncrasy that they've mentioned or talked about. And even if I talk about a situation that's occurred recently, a client had their husband's email name saved as husband, and he had her name saved as the boss. So now I refer to them in emails as hi husband and the boss. But what that's been able to achieve is just this sort of, I guess, calmness in the approach to how we deal with the project. We're finding a lot of our clients are coming to us with this plethora of images that are, I guess, somewhat haphazard in thought or confused in their ideas. And sometimes, I guess, the first step to that collaboration is really just trying to find about those images that they're drawn to. Often it could be, I guess, more of an emotive response. It could be the warmth, or it could be just the volume that they want, that feeling of being in a more open home, etc. And I guess that's when we start talking through the design process, where we really use that emotive response to come up with a solution. Our skill base is trying to hone in on what it is that they're actually trying to tell us. It really is about, I guess, getting inside their emotive sense and really understanding what it is that they want to achieve. And that's where the collaboration really starts to begin. Always wanted to be in the design realm. I think even going back to high school, I explored graphic design, I explored landscape design, and I just remember the first time seeing a plotter. I think I saw a sensibility in that because when I tried doing art, I guess being a bit of a perfectionist, I always just wanted to keep adding and adding. It was too fluid for me, so I couldn't sense when to stop. And then seeing this idea of a plotter sort of doing it, I guess a precise nature that I was drawn to more so than I guess using a brush or an impasto sort of methodology that I couldn't really, I just wasn't restrained enough. Architecture just offered, I guess, a graphical sort of representation that I could connect with on a different level. And I think being more of a construction-based design field, where putting things together on a micro and a macro level, I was drawn to more so because, and it's a longer process, and seeing, I guess, a built form, or I'll even use the word edifice, that is a representation of your idea that people are actually inhabiting and not just visually looking at. They're actually using what you do is something that really appealed to me. I really sort of saw the niche that I wanted to go into was more so the residential sort of sector, because it's more personal. Starting on multi-res for developers just wasn't something that I guess I wasn't connecting to it on a level that I feel like we can as with private clients. I didn't want to have a firm that represented my name. I didn't want it to just be about me. We are a small team, but I think it opens up the business to or have different relationships with the clients beyond Ben Robertson. Tecture prides itself on, I guess, meticulous detailing, and often that can be through, I guess, simplicity of materiality. So on a lot of our designs we might tend to, I guess, limit our materials that we choose purely because we are going for a really refined, simple forms or geometries, but it really does become a basis of a lot of our work. And it might be a repetition of an idea, but without being too themed, but using just, I guess, really simple forms and functional floor plans. I think we do a lot of work here, which is reviewing multi-residential plans, and sometimes I guess we've got that spatial sensibility through our interior history that we've been able to extend into Tecture. It's really important that both the interior and the architecture are talking to each other, and that can be a shift in volume or just a threshold. But they are overriding principles in a lot of our work. So we really do like people to start really thinking and using their space, even if it is on more of an emotional level. And I think that if we can achieve that in any of our designs, then we've succeeded.